Hi everyone, this is NUSensei. Ever since I reviewed the Mandarin Duck Phantom and the Mandarin Duck Windrunner, I've had a lot of requests to review the Mandarin Duck Black Hunter. Come on guys, I can't keep on asking Mandarin Duck to send me stuff to review. So here we have the Mandarin Duck Black Hunter. You may recognize the Black Hunter name under several different brands, but the Black Hunter is consistent across most of the rebrandings. So the kit comes with very simple setup. You have the wooden riser, you have the fiberglass and wood limbs, you have the string and screw inside one Ziploc kit, as well as a calf hair shelf rug. So here we have the riser. As you can see, it is a fairly simple, small, compact design. This is a very small hunting style bow. The color is a grayish green, and the wood grains on this thing are amazing. You can see the shape and contour are very nice. And see why a lot of people would be attracted to this kind of design. It does have a natural look and feel. The feeling of the riser, it's not smooth or varnish or polish. It's a fairly natural wood feel. So just as you might be touching the bench, the feeling of the wooden riser is the same kind of feeling. So don't expect this to be perfectly smooth. It is a little rough, and if you like that natural feel and connection, this is probably suited for you. The shape of the grip is quite natural. This is of course a right-handed bow. The thickness is just right for my hand, not too small, not too large, and the hand slides in quite naturally for a good grip. So this is a fairly light riser. As with a lot of the traditional bear bows, there's nothing which really makes this easy to use. It's simple, there's no stabilizer bushings, there's no sights, no plunger button, there's no place for a screw and rest. It's a plain and simple hunting style bow that is shot off the shelf. Unlike most risers which have a plastic or metal limb pocket, the Black Hunter has felt covered ones, so both the riser and the limb are covered in felt. I imagine there might be a softer, quieter connection, though I can't say exactly how much quieter it would be. There is some assembly required to put the bow together. It does come with all the tools that you need, but do bear in mind this is not a toolless takedown. You do require the hex wrench or the Allen key. So we take the limb, we put it on top of the felt layer on the limb pocket and hold it in place. We put the washer and the screw together, and this should just work just fine. I know there's a video from Armin Hermer who tried the Black Hunter, who had to drill his holes to be bigger for the screws to fit. Not sure why that was the case. That shouldn't be. I know most people haven't had that problem. I said I have no problem. Mine screws in just fine. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm not sure how many bows have that manufacturing defect, but in this case, for no problems. That's my bottom limb. This is, by the way, a 50-pound bow. I normally shoot around 40 to 45, so this is a bit higher than what I normally shoot. I do bear in mind I've got a small, short draw length. So for someone who's a small size like me, it's 50 pounds at 28 inches. At my length, it's probably close to around 44, around there, I think. So it's not going to be as heavy, but a bit more than what I normally shoot. So I'll get this in. So if you're thinking about this as a survival bow, you do need to keep in mind that it's not toolless takedown. If you want to assemble or disassemble, you will need to keep your hex wrench, and you will have to watch out for these limb bolts. Of course, if you plan to shoot off the shelf, which is what this bow is designed for, you probably want to have some protection. So you have a strike plate and a shelf rug. The bow does come with a simple calf hair shelf rug. Of course, you will need to cut it to size to fit the shape of the shelf, as well as matching where the strike plate will be. So I've trimmed it roughly to size. So to apply it, just peel the backing off. You see the adhesive from the back of the shelf rug there, and then you simply place it very carefully on the riser. I know my last time I did this for the same exchange, I didn't quite trim it. A few people were unhappy with how ugly it looked, so if you want a clean shelf rug, then you want to kind of trim it to size. Much easier if you have like a pair of scissors, which I don't have here right now. So I kind of cut it with a knife, roughly the same size, and that will serve its purpose. So here is the fully assembled Black Hunter. As you can see, it's got a nice color scheme. It is a dark color scheme. The limbs are black, the riser is a dark green. So if you're not looking for a camouflage bow or an all black bow, you want something a bit more natural, I think this definitely ticks that box. Just to nitpick very slightly, there is something of a bulge on this side of the riser. So on the left side for a right-handed riser. What this means is that if you prefer to grip the bow a bit more vertically, it feels a little strange because there's a slight bump inside the palm of your hand. Whereas if you grip it at a slight angle, like this, with the fingers off the riser, more like the Olympic style, it feels a bit more comfortable. But yeah, it's a very small thing, but if you're kind of picky about the way the grip feels in your hand, just do bear in mind that it isn't that obvious when you first look at it. But of course, enough talk, let's do some shooting. So this is straight out of the box. I've done no tuning. All I've done is place a locking point. Apart from that, the arrows haven't been matched to the bow. I haven't checked the bracelet, anything here. Let's see how this shoots just by itself. All right, first impression is actually quite nice. Obviously this is a little heavier, so we'll adjust to the draw weight after a few shots. Like I said, this is the 50-pound version. I normally shoot around 40 or 45, and at my draw length it's around 44, so still above what I normally shoot, but I should get used to it quite easily. Oh, that really punches it out. Hey, this actually feels like a really nice bow. I mean, you can expect this from Mandarin Duck, of course. They've made some really good stuff with the Phantom and the Windrunner, but if you're looking for something that is a bit more upmarket, a bit more expensive, but more along the hunting purpose, or at least like the heavy poundages, this is actually not bad. Let's give it a few more shots. Ooh, that is nice. I gotta admit, like shooting high draw weights is actually pretty fun. Let me get my form down for this particular draw weight, but I think this is very promising. Ooh. Let's see why people go for the 50s and the 60s. And of course, people with shooting high draw weights tend to have sloppier form. It's because they're getting used to it, and I'm no exception. So don't mind me not quite anchoring or holding as long. It's a little heavier than what I normally shoot. But it really punches it out there. This is quite an impressive first impression. Oh, that is nice. Doesn't feel like there's a lot of weight or vibration. Despite the simple design, it feels quite nice in the hand. Even shooting a heavy draw weight, I don't feel much strain. So you're not really hanging on to it. It actually comes out quite nicely. I'm surprised. I don't normally shoot these compact field or hunting style bows. The last one I shot was the Win Black Wolf, and that's a bit different. That's a $1,000 carbon bow. This is a $100 wood bow, and well, if you want something to just fling arrows at, then this is actually quite a good bow. So, shooting instinctively from just under 10 meters, it grips fine. Again, these aren't the correct spined arrows, so even with the discrepancies, the bow is more than capable of grouping and allowing you to shoot accurately. So after shooting the Black Hunter for about an hour non-stop, I'd say this definitely passes the addiction test. This is actually quite a fun bow to use. It's a nice compact bow. It punches the arrows out quite nicely. And again, I'm using a heavier draw weight than normal, so it does feel a bit more punchy, but that's a natural consequence of the size of the bow as well. So yeah, it's a nice compact size. It doesn't vibrate too much in the hand, doesn't feel very heavy. It's just hefty enough to feel the natural wood, and I think that's the main appeal. It feels natural. The look of the green stained wood makes it look natural. The rough, unpolished wood also feels natural. It just feels like something you want to take out to the woods and just have a shot for a weekend. So if that's the kind of bow you're expecting, then this is it. You can't really beat the price on this. This is about $110 US, including free shipping, I believe. So yeah, solid bow. For someone who doesn't normally shoot these kinds of bows, I am quite impressed by it. I really had fun using this, and for me, this would be one of those bows I would just string up and just shoot and have fun with. And if that's what you want from a bow, then the Black Hunter is definitely it. If you're thinking about using this along the lines of hunting, then I don't see why it can't be used for hunting. Again, the size and the look make it appropriate for the field, and it handles just as well. So I think this is going to be a worthy look if you're trying to get a hunting style bow. And again, especially on a low budget, a lot of first time buyers will want a good bow for the cheapest price, so having good value for money. And I think that again, the Mandarin duck bows are really sitting nicely on that budget level, entry level gear. So the Phantom, the Windrunner, and of course the Black Hunter rounds off that trifecta of recurve bows. So like I said, thumbs up. I think this is a good bow. It definitely functions very nicely, feels nice to shoot. A little rugged. It's not exactly a dream bow. So again, I've shot the $1,000 Win Black Wolf, and that's one of the best bows I've handled, but that's $1,000. This is about $100, so I think there is a difference, but if you just want something which flings arrows, then this is definitely value for money. Anyway, this is NUSensei. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.